In today's video, we're going to continue our extensive coverage of the SnyderVerse, DCEU, the future of the DC, Warner Media Discovery now that David Zaslav is in control of Toby Emmerich. Don't worry guys, Toby Emmerich still being at the company literally doesn't change anything. So, yo, what is good YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, pop culture based content that we do on a daily basis. If you could, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out at the channel. Turn notifications on, share the video everywhere, and comment. Also, if you want to see what the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice looks like, just check us out on Instagram at Warstu. I'm trying to grow a community on Instagram, and I do respond to DMs, mostly if you are respectful. Also, we have like 40 followers on Twitter, Twittersphere, aka WarstuG over there. So follow us on the Twittersphere, and that will be very cool. So, we're first going to talk about the Flash movie, Damage Control 101 by Warner Brothers. So, IGN, a freaking games website, is disputing the Rolling Stones, which is an actual trade, a games website. So as we know, we did a video on it the other day. I'll tag it over the top of the video now on a card in the right hand corner. Ezra Miller's been going a bit crazy in real life for no apparent reason because he's got mental health issues, which I understand. A lot of people have mental health issues, but they're not millionaires. Don't go around attacking and robbing people, do they? No. So the damage control here, now this same quote appeared on multiple websites. Ezra Miller update via a freaking game website. A source with Warner Bros. Rebunked the original report from Rolling Stones. There is no such meeting took place and dismissing the claims as exaggeration. Okay, so they got rid of Johnny Depp for allegations, and Ezra Miller literally choked a fan out in Iceland back in 2020. He's had over 10 police reports. He's actually got a restraining order against him, but they are exaggerations. To be honest, guys, if Warner Bros. Okay, we can't call it Warner Bros. Now, but at the time of this actually happening, it was Warner Bros. Now it's Warner Media Discovery. They would actually get more respect from the public if they came out and owned it and said, yeah, we're sorting this stuff out. So the initial report was that they were putting anything to do with Ezra Miller on hold, and that's quite bad because obviously Fantastic Beasts comes out. It's actually already out in England. I think it comes out in America next week. So if they came out and literally said, yo, guys, yeah, everything's on hold, and people are like, yeah, but the Flash doesn't come out till next year. They can change a lot. They don't need to change a lot. Ezra Miller's not going to lose his job. Discovery is not going to plow another $200 million into the Flash movie, are they? No. So, the Warner Media Discovery merger, although it's happened now. Discovery closed the acquisition of AT&T Warner Media, so it's Warner Bros. Discovery. As of Monday, will be a brand new company, WBD, Warner Bros. Discovery. But essentially, what does it mean? That David Zaslav is in control. So, Justice League 2 and 3 can happen, like I've always said, and I would never rebut that. I would never back down. I would never admit I'm wrong, because I was right about Zack Snyder Justice League before anyone, and I know you guys hate me for saying it, but I'm going to keep on freaking saying it, that the SnyderVerse will be restored on HBO Max for sure. Toby Emmerich continues as chairman for Warner Bros. Picture Group with responsibilities for Warner Bros. Picture, New Line Cinema, DC Films, and Warner Brothers Film Animation. Yeah, but Warstu, you said Toby Emmerich was going to be out the door. Don't worry, guys. Don't freaking worry. Don't worry. His initial contract was supposed to end in November, but I've kind of been hearing that there might be some extension to that or something. Either way, guys, it doesn't really matter because of the following. Warner executives have prided themselves on creating prestigious television such as HBO Max's session of Euphoria, starring Zendaya, freaking cool, epic movies including Batman vs Superman and The Matrix. I don't really understand why The Matrix is actually on that. Warner Bros. Media and Television, the international group, will continue to be led by Warner executives. A Discovery team will take over the HBO Max service. Now, temporarily, Toby Emmerich will be in charge, but Zaslav is going to take over. And then you got all these little Twitter scoopers going, yeah, we were right. We told you. We freaking told you Toby was going nowhere. They literally said in the same article, they're going to be getting rid of him. So this said here, industry veteran confirmed the trusted longtime Discovery top executives would take on key jobs at the merger, while Warner Media Side Entertainment, led by Casey, HBO Max, Channing, WB-TV, and Toby Emmerich, WB Pictures, will oversee their respective and reporting directly to Zaslav. But it does also say, for now. Now, realistically, Yes, Toby Emmerich is in charge of Warner Bros. Pictures and DC in a roundabout way, but for now, they will be looking for a replacement long term. This is just a short-term solution. Why? Because Zaslav has no one from his Discovery side that has ever dealt with a motion picture studio on this level. Now, what is interesting here is what viewer Anon said. Even ignoring his shaky handling of DC properties, Toby Emmerich is a bootlicking POS. I've heard it from so many people. He was driving the factor in New Line Cinema ceasing to exist as an independent studio. So essentially, what does this frickin' mean? It means essentially that Toby Emmerich is going to be in charge currently of Warner Bros. Pictures. Essentially, the movie releases it essentially at the moment. But a piece of the puzzle that most people are actually missing is the part where it says for now. Because you got to understand, it's a massive company to overtake. He's not just overtaking the whole of Warner Media and AT&T side that they own. He's also got his Discovery side at the same time. This is a humongous opportunity and a humongous takeover that they've labeled like a merger, but it seriously is a takeover. So it's going to take time. Yes, I still know, and I still do believe that Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 will, I'm going to say it for the third time, will take place, but it won't be instantly. Obviously, David Zaslav has to have his attention on everything as a whole, but he's already been investigating what's been happening, the failures of the likes of Ann Cernoff and Jason Keeler. He's already been looking into everything. He's literally going through absolutely everything. Why? Because they report to him. They will see the metrics from Restore the Snyderverse, make the Affleck movie. There is no chance in hell that this is not going to happen. And another thing is, if they do actually do the following, which is been heavily buzzed that Zaslav is a hands-on executive and is bound to appoint an overall studio Caesar. Names such as Netflix's film boss, Scott Stubber, who basically got Zack Snyder in there with Rebel Moons, etc. over at Netflix. So if Scott Stubber is appointed, that literally solidifies that Zack Snyder will be back. Also, the names up for that are Disney's general chairman Peter Rice, former Paramount Picture motion picture Emma Watts have also been buzzed around the town for the job. However, there's a group of sources who say appointment isn't imminent, but when they do appoint a studio head, they will be in charge. We hear that Zaslav is all about the motion picture studio and thinks it needs to be fixed. Warner Bros. To return a theatrical window this year with a Batman after an HBO Max day-and-day strategic last year has been successful, with Matt Reeves directly making over $700 million. It was announced yesterday that Ann Cernoff exit. That role won't be duplicated in the new organization structure of the combined company. So essentially what is happening is, yeah, Toby Emmerich is in charge of the Warner Bros. Picture section for now, but a new appointment for an overall studio head to Caesar everything isn't imminent, but it's only going to take a few months for him to realize what the freaking hell went on. So can I say, yeah, bro, the SnyderVerse is restored? No, it's not restored. It doesn't need to be restored because it never went anywhere. This is what I don't get, where people don't understand this. The Flash movie, that kind of drama doesn't really affect the SnyderVerse at all, except for there is a scene where they essentially have Affleck going, yo, Barry, I need your help. I need your help. But Emmerich's contract apparently runs through to 2022, although I have been sent some DMs and stuff implying there was some kind of an extension that Toby Emmerich made. That doesn't really make much sense to me because he was trying to get a job at Netflix, but they rejected him. So it is literally tick, tick, boom for Toby Emmerich. He will not be at the company much longer. Now, I know a lot of people like to say that I'm very speculative and I have no information, but just remember what I told you when I said Zack Snyder Justice League would be on HBO Max before anyone else. And I said that, and I'm going to keep saying that because that is factually true. I also said that Affleck would record a new scene for Zack Snyder Justice League. I also said Affleck would be in the Flash movie, and a lot of people said I was wrong. So yes, I do have inside sources. I do know more information than public idiots out there, but realistically at the moment, there is nothing to say other than Zaslav will restore the Snyderverse. It's just a case of when. Most likely, Scott Stubber will take over, and he's essentially the person that got Zack Snyder in at Netflix. But as I keep saying, it would take years because he's currently doing work and he has contractual obligations over at Netflix. But what I think will happen is we will get the David Ayer Suicide Squad cut this year. Like I've said multiple times, it makes sense to drop it in the third or fourth quarter. I can't see it coming out anytime soon. But as for Justice League 2 and 3, I think you're talking more 2024, 2025. But I would take the heat with the title of this video. In my opinion, the SnyderVerse, Justice League 2, Justice League 3, it's all coming. And Warner Bros. I mean, obviously, it's now Warner Bros. Discovery. You're going to be interested to see if David Zaslav gets involved, because the Flash movie is essentially pinnacle for everything going forward. If the report is actually true, Shazam 2 will actually coexist inside the SnyderVerse, the old DCU. So Shazam 2 coming out this year doesn't really matter, but Black Adam is supposed to be one of the faces of the DCEU going forward. If the new DCEU has any hope, it needs someone like Dwayne The Rock Johnson to helm it, because let's be honest, Ezra Miller's not going to be able to helm it now. He's going to have the same backlash that Amber Heard had. So realistically, the current DC is screwed, in my opinion. It really is, because every time you get to press junket, yo, Ezra, what did you do? Now, realistically, like I said, at the end of the Flash movie, what should they do? They should have someone new come in, maybe even like a Bart Allen or Wally West or Grant Gustin, Barry Allen. Let's be honest, he's been screwed over at the CW. He really has. He's such a talented actor. Flash season 1, season 2, season 3, Zoom, maybe the Sabotage season, but post season 4, okay, maybe season 4, but the Zoom season, Reverse Flash season, the Sabotage season, they were absolutely fire. Just imagine how good Grant Gustin would be if he actually had a big budget and they weren't doing potato CGI VFX effects that they've been doing recently on that show. So, what have we covered in this video? We've covered the fact that the whole fluff piece, there was no emergency impromptu meeting about Ezra going a bit mental. Yes, there was. IGN, a freaking gaming website. Sorry, I do not believe you. Damage 101. And realistically, Warner Bros. Should have came out and owned it. So, we've gone over. WB Discovery merger is now cleared. It will be WBD opening business on Monday. Will anything change in terms of restore the Snyderverse and that kind of stuff? No, you're probably not going to see anything for months, but Zaslav will move. He has to see how Toby Emmerich works. And as we know, Emmerich now reports to him. And there is going to be a new studio, Cesar, as the article says, but that is not imminent. But realistically, guys, the Snyderverse can be restored now. Why? Because the guy at the top wants to make money. It's not got to go through Toby Emmerich, although Toby Emmerich is technically still head of Warner. He's still chairman of Warner Bros. Essentially, in a roundabout way. But the CEO, the head honcho, David Zaslav, wants to make money. And if we go back to his first article, what did he say? He says he wants to do great things with Batman and Superman and everything going forward. So we actually have someone who could make Warner Brothers great as a whole. And we're not just on about Warner Bros. DC, we're on about like The Matrix and all the other movies. Could have been cool. That weren't, because they kind of got screwed over by someone that didn't know what about. Toby Emmerich was looking for a job at Netflix. That tells you that he's running scarce. Obviously, if he gets severance pay, he's going to make a hell of a lot more money now. If the contract negotiation and the contract extension happened, I can't confirm or verify if it did, but allegedly, according to the DMs, it did happen. So it is going to be very interesting. A Discovery team would take over HBO Max streaming service. So what's going to happen to everything that's over there? And it's like this Superman with JJ. Where is it? Like, they invested so much money, apparently $500 million. It's been years and we haven't seen a single thing. And then randomly over the weekend, yesterday, we get some information about an Aqualad series on HBO Max. Is that real? You've really got to validate where your information is coming from. So guys, sorry about the title, but I'm always going to keep saying that Justice League 2 and 3 is going to happen. It's just a case of when, not if, as Zaslav wants everything. And I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Affleck gets advertised in the Flash movie now massively with Keaton and Sasha Calle Supergirl, because it's a PR nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. Damage Control 701 that Warner Bros. Were doing, but now Zaslav's in charge. They've got someone to actually report to who's gonna care. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu if you want to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter at WarstuGN. I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.